You're back for another week of AMIAMI figure pre-orders. This week, Spring have done a new scale, and we've got larger pot noodle stoppers. A new one, but it's also larger. That'll be interesting to look at. Quite a few figures to look at this week, so we'll get them straight into it. If you can comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, Try Animes, Gary, Weeb of Wargaming, and towards the end of the video, there's also some figures that are from the adult section I'll be looking at. So you can skip to that if that's what you prefer. And links for all these figures will be in the description down below, apart from the adult figures. So we'll get straight into the figures and make this video as short as I can. Asanagi original character, second act hentai action succubus queen, Elizabeth Tan version by Second Axe for 17,600 yen. January 2025 release. So they've done the original one before. I think we covered this a few months ago, and I think these are cast-offable figures as well. So yeah, and just here as you can see, so this is kind of an adult figure, but is a posable figure if you don't mind these posable figures. Starting off a pretty strong in this video. Next we've got Valley of the Wind Toromuri Noke Armored Troops, Krishna's Bodyguard by Kaido for 10,280 yen. This is another posable figure coming out in April 2025. It looks like it comes with a fair bit of different war gear. Armor metallic looks quite nice as well. It's very clean, so I think that might take away, but your lighting will add a lot of depth, I think, to this. The cloak looks really well done. The shading on the red side and the green side looks really good as well. I think there's a lot of options here if you like doing these sort of armoured suits in your collection. Capcom Figure Builders creator model Street Fighter 6 Yuri complete figure by Capcom for 20,000 yen, March 2025. I think this is the second Yuri figure I've covered. Looking quite good in this one. I think this one's quite detailed. The other one I think was a much cheaper one. It might have been a pop-up parade actually of Yuri, so we're getting a full scale is actually nice. You're gonna have a lot more detail, definition in the abs, paint jobs can be a lot better. Capcom I think are pretty good overall, but I think the pricing's probably going to be a bit higher with it being Capcom, kind of what the same as what Square Enix do, where their figures are quite expensive for probably the quality you get. Toradora, the 1/6 Tiger, Toradora Tiger, Bunny version 1/6 this time from Freeing for 19,800 yen, so they're expanding their 1/6 lineup. March 2025 release. Exactly the same as the quarter scale, it's just obviously downsized, so if you didn't want to spend the price on a quarter scale, then you can at least get the 1/6 for a good, decent price. 1/6 actually not a bad scale. I've now got a couple of 1/6 in my collection. No, I actually quite like the 1/6 scale. I thought I'd only purely prefer quarter scale and then 1/7, but 1/6 and 1/5, I definitely can see why people like 1/6 without taking up the space that a quarter scale does. Then we've got Pop-Up Parade Ghost in the Shell, Motoko Kusanagi 1995 version, L size, for 8,360 yen. I think a lot of people will be purchasing this one. March 2025 release. Definitely her in a classic attire. If you haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, definitely worth watching it. And I think the anime is better, way better than the movie easily. And this outfit looks really nice. Really, I'd love to get a scale of this. Rather than it being Pop Parade painting Pop Parade painting, but the L size do have better paint quality and sculpting overall. Sculpting this looks really good in terms of the folds of the outfit and whatnot. So yeah, definitely worth getting a hold of. I think if you really love Ghost in the Shell, I'm very tempted to get this one. Figma Berserk Skull Knight by Max Factory for 12,420 yen. So the Skull Knight from Berserk. If you're familiar with Berserk, you know who this guy is. Looks like it's very well done, and I think it looks like his cloak is actual cloth, so you can at least, hopefully you can actually pose it into the different positions. It might have strings of wire going through it to allow you to actually pose it a bit better, which I think would be good as well for getting more dynamic poses on. And they also do him with his knight, which costs 17,820 yen. That's July 2025. Yep, both of them are July 2025. So it depends. The mounted version comes with a better sword, like a magical enhanced sword. So it depends on what you're going after. Some people probably get both. It looks like you get both base stands anyways to have him on foot as well as mounted. So if you are thinking of having him mounted, I would spend the extra money, get the DX version, and then you can at least decide how you want him displayed, as they give you both bases. Toradora Project Eternal Shrine Maiden, Remu Hakuri 1/6 by Magic Arts, 24,540 yen. April 2025 release. Paint job looks really good. It's Toho Project, so they've always been pretty much immaculate. Sculpting looks really well done. The hair looks pretty nice. Going to the semi-translucent brown looks like going on here. So not too bad. Depends on your personal preference whether you like semi-translucent colouring on the hair at all or not. The outfit sculpting looks really well done. The card effect is, or the talisman effect, sorry, around the base, is probably a bit on the cheaper side, but I understand they're doing that with the support rods, so that might be a bit off-putting, and this is obviously the original artwork that's going off of. So it does give it a lot more making it a lot more dynamic, and looks like you get an alternative faceplate as well with this one. So I think pretty good for the price as well. Goddess of Victory Nikkei Sakura Midnight Stealth 1/7 by Hobby Sakura for 20,900 yen. February 2025 release. That bodysuit and sculpt looks really good. Really like that a lot. The Goddess of Victory figures seem to be nailing it out the park. Don't play the game, so I don't think I'll ever be getting this. But the sort of shiny parts of the suit and which are the latex parts and then the actual fabric parts, they do good enough shading to determine the difference between the two, the fabric and the latex parts. This is a very nice. I like this design a lot, and the fact you can have the jacket on or off as well for display purposes, quite nice. Potentially worth getting a hold of, and it's a good price as well. I think 21,000 yen for this, and yeah, everything looks really good for the pricing. I think it's definitely worth it. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim Lori, Buriyasha 1/7 Color Resin Cast Assembly Kit by RC Burge for 17,380 yen. So I think this one you have to, I think, potentially build yourself. So yeah, you have to do some touch up. So it is pre-colored for the parts, it looks like. So you would be able to touch it up with some obviously airbrushing yourself if you wanted to, but this requires assembly by the customer. So if you're pretty handy with building figures or miniatures for tabletop wargaming, then you could definitely take a stab at this, and I think this is pretty easy since the color resin is already done. So potentially worth getting hold of. Design looks quite good. Not too bad, but I think the pricing, with the fact that you have to do some assembly yourself, might be a bit of a pain, but it might probably makes the shipping cheaper since it's going to be a lot more compact and whatnot for the packaging, I think. Prisma Ring, Summer Spider So What, Demon Lord Ariel 1/7 by Prime One Studio for 36,530 yen. So the other Demon Lord Ariel figure that I covered last year was very nice in terms of a cape, having these sorts of these bits of the diamonds in the end. Looked really nice in that one, but they weren't very dynamic. They were just sort of just behind her. This obviously is a lot more dynamic. You still got the 6 different bits to represent, like I said, limbs, and the chair's a very nice touch. And this is by Prime One Studio, so it's gonna be top tier in terms of painting qualities, basically premium, like E-Stream. August 2025. So if you really like the anime, this character looks really nice. Sculpting looks really good. The face is a bit flat, I think, overall, but it might just be down to the angle of that photo. It does look like she's got a pretty flat face. I think that might be my only critique on it, is the face is a bit off, but body sculpt looks good overall, not too bad. But yeah, the face is just not angled. It's just pretty like she's been hit in the face with a frying pan. Yeah, so not too bad overall though, but probably depends on your personal preference. I don't get Prime One Studio figures, just because they're very similar to, well, they're very just high in price really as well for what you're getting. Neurocloud V 1/7 by Shibuya Scramble for 30,800 yen. September 2025 release. But this one is a streetwear, looks quite nice, pink highlights, overall design looks pretty nice. I don't know what this is based off of. Pretty nice looking figure. See-through jackets seem to be all the rage these days as well, with these sort of cyberpunk-esque themed girls. With a face mask as well, didn't even see that clear face mask. Cute rabbits in the bag. Yeah, it's quite a nice looking figure, but it's very expensive, 30,000 yen, and for being 1/7, so I don't think I'd pay that price. Very nice, but I think closer to 22,000 yen for this one. Binding, gotta have another binding. Konatsu Court Scale for 39,600 yen, May 2025. And so this one looks like it's very simple in terms of the overall design. It's a woman in garters, and you've got a tube cloth top basically, which you can remove as her dress, and you can cast off obviously the lower bit, which is it's a bit hit and miss in how you do the cloth, whether you like it or not. I like the overall design, and I like the posing in this one. Don't think I would spend 40,000 yen on this. Personally, because it's not of a character that I'm aware of. I'm not that familiar with this artist, so I'd probably have to do a bit more research on this artist actually to see if I like their other works. But a nice figure to have in as an option if you do only buy bindings, rather than in terms of court scale rather than freeing, which I can definitely understand why you do that. But obviously the freeing will actually do your anime characters for you, whereas binding don't. They do OCs. Frieren Beyond Ends Fern 1/7 by El Coco for 3,520 yen. So El Coco are now doing into licensed figures, which is interesting that they've got the rights for it. December 2024. Yeah, El Coco ones have been pretty good. They are prize quality, so they're not going to be amazing sculpting, not amazing paint job. Face is a bit terrible in this one, I think, in these photos, unfortunately. But I think that is the face looks a bit doll-like, I think, in this expression. So there's like no emotion in this one, so it might be a bit annoying. And then as you saw in that photo, they're also doing Frieren as well for the same price. Frieren looks better. The pose, I like the hair better, and there's a bit more emotion in the face, although it does look like she's sort of facing off into the distance, but not as emotionless drone as Fern. But both of them 7,000, just getting them for 7,000 yen. Potentially worth getting a hold of if you do like these figures. I got the Konosuba ones, and I like them a lot. They're 1/7, and they're quite large as well for 1/7. I think they're close to they're 1/7. So yeah, no, it's good. Definitely, I think potentially worth getting, and they're sitting down is a bit different at least compared to the just standard. Be given the plastic disc base. So I think potentially worth it if you really enjoyed Frieren Beyond Journey's End. The freeing 1/3 scale I was on about, this new scale that freeing are doing, to Loveru Darkness. So they had the other one I covered last week, so they now got Darkness, as we saw in the photo from last week. This one's 77,000 yen though, April 2025. A lot of people I think bummed about the price, because this is like 11,000 yen more than the other one. But I think the hair sculpting is gonna make what kind of warrants the difference. As you can see, there's a lot more going on here. Yeah, you got the tail on her going from last week, but yeah, Darkness is the hair sculpt also makes it a lot more expensive in terms of the. So I can understand. I don't know how well we're going to receive these 1/3. So I think we're going to have to wait till release really in April and see what sort of discount people are going to get. The suit looks really nice. It's freeing. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they do 1/3, and whether they're going to eliminate their quarter scale lineup completely and they're going to do 1/6 and 1/3. So you've got like the much cheaper options of 1/6, and then if you want like the creme de creme, like top, and for them to divert themselves, make themselves stand out from the binding figures, they're going for 1/3. It's a different scale, so we might see a new take on freeing figures of the 1/3 being the larger, better figures that people are going to get. Whether they're trying to re-hype the fan base for bunny figures for the larger scale ones. I don't know if these two are the two characters. I can understand them doing this series, the kind of the Televeru series for it, as they've also done all the girls in court scale. I don't know if it's enough of a push to reinvigorate that fan base for freeing bunny Beastars. I love freeing Beastars, but it's a bit much, I think, potentially with the price increase, just for it being a 1/3. So we'll have to wait and see. Next year will be interesting to see what the verdict on these is, and any other ones we see get announced. Blue Archive Wakamo, sorry, 1/7 by Good Smile for 28,800 yen, August 2025. This one is a lot going on. I think we covered this. She was announced One Hobby Festival, Winter Festival 2023, non-painted. So now we've got a painted prototype, painted version of her out with the mask on and off. She looks immaculate. The kimono looks great. Sculpting looks great. Yeah, the umbrella looks amazing. Hair shading looks amazing. Easily worth 28,000 yen. If you love Blue Archive and this is one of your favorite girls, even if you're not. If you like swimsuits and like floral designs and kimonos and fox girls, this is definitely worth getting a hold of. I think a very nice looking figure, easily worth getting a hold of. Was very tempted to get it, but I don't think I will, since I don't. Yeah, as I'm not into swimsuits too much really. Love Live Nijisanji High School Idol Club Karaoke Myfune 1/7 by Plum for 21,500 yen. December 2024. Is this that price? Painting's clean. I can definitely say that. The design on the sleeves looks really nice and well done, at least in the prototype photos here. So sculpting looks good. Paint job looks flat and even. Not tons of shading, which is a bit of a letdown. But it's the 22,000 yen mark. So it looks fine. I think it's not too bad. Quite a nice, pleasant looking figure to look at. The purples, the golds and the whites look really well done. So nothing bad to say about this figure. Kisuke series Joshua Bright 1/8 by Koda Bakir for 25,080 yen. A 1/8 scale shouldn't be north of 20,000 yen unless if they're a really dynamic base and whatnot and affect parts all over the place. 1/8 should be sub 20,000 all of the time. So I don't know what Koda Bakir are doing. May 2025, this is coming out in. Nice looking figure, like the weapons. Pretty standard silver. There's not any burnishings or anything going on in the steelwork. So, well, the left one looks like there's some burnishing or branding going on, where it's like darker and lighter at different parts to show depth of reflections. There was a little bit. I think they've just added a bit too much light in this one. If you go to this photo, you can see there is a bit more depth along the length of the blades of the metallic paint that they used. So overall detailing looks fine. It's a fine looking figure, but it is a 1/8, and so he stands at 22 centimeters, 20.4 centimeters in height. Not worth. So that's 11 inches. Not 11 inches. Sorry, 9 inches in height. So too much, I think. Unfortunately, Koda Bakir have been doing this a lot. Unfortunately, with their 1/8s, they've been charging 6,000-7,000 yen more than what they should do at most. But yeah, it looks fine. Overall, it's just Koda Bakir doing Koda Bakir things. Kedakal Gyuni Original Uma-chan 1/6 by Kadakawa for 35,200 yen. So March 2025 release. Quite expensive, but this is sort of your dragon girl, the dragon tail acting as a base. Like this a lot. Is cast offable in the top, and you get alternative faceplates as well. So you can have her with the embarrassed face when she is bare chested or not. But I like this. I like the pose. Like with the leg up as well, and the tights look really quite nicely shaded. They're not amazing shaded, but they look shaded, well enough shaded. Hair looks pretty nice. The blues, and then going to these. Are these? Oh, the hair going to water is actually part of the hair sculpt. That actually looks quite nice. Yeah, quite a nice looking figure, and 1/6, which is a bonus. But it is 35,200 yen. so maybe not. And you can get spend more money and get a acrylic stand. So this one comes with a B4 clear poster and a clear file, and you'll get a acrylic stand with the slightly more expensive one. Obviously, if you did want to get this one, just get the standard. This one for 35,000 yen. But she might go down a bit after release, I reckon. It's nice, but there's like no shading in terms of the tail. The tail's just very cleanly done with the scales on the underside and the top, obviously, part of the tail. So it's very clean in terms of her outfit's got some shading, decent shading as well. And the being cast off is a bonus, being 1/6 is a bonus. But yeah, it's just I think the tail's a bit bland, unfortunately, with this. If they did a bit more effort into the tail, making it a bit more dynamic, a bit more the shading, just to put off a bit more depth into the tail, then that might have helped out, I think, overall. Character vocal series Hatsune Miku OX27 Eternal Stream quarter scale by Good Smile Company for 38,000 yen. So October 2025. So it is a quarter scale, so that kind of justifies the higher price. Hair sculpt looks really, obviously, dynamic and flowing off to the side. Whether that's going to droop over time is going to be, I think, is going to be a main problem with a lot of people. Overall design and outfit is fantastic. Good Smile are going to do perfectly fine, I think, with this. And I love the whole, like, this shimmering on the sleeves. This purple's going to then the see-through. It looks really nice as well. The tights look really well done. Outfit looks amazing. It's just going to be whether, and you're going to watch out with those hairs or the pigtails. It looks like they're going to be quite easy to break. I've heard people with other Hatsune Miku figures where these twin tails are separate. When they've got them out of the box, and they might have accidentally, hit it on something or whatnot, and they've snapped a bit of the hair off, which is really annoying. To repair this, because that repaired joint, depending wherever it breaks, you're going to see, and that will just ruin your day. So the single shipment as well, I think worth the price. Take it obviously at your own risk in terms of your collection, whether you're going to be careful enough with this, and hopefully the base is larger than this to make it stable. If it's a smaller base, is quite nice for on your shelf, but I think you'd want a large base to make it stable, and mean you're not going to be putting figures too close to her to then potentially knock into her hair and break the hair. Kedekal Axel World, Yorugi Hime light novel 15th wedding version 1/7 by Kadekawa for 19,800 yen. March 2025 release. I like this wedding outfit design. So this black outfit with wedding dress with the semi-transparent legs, or dress so you can see the legs through it. Like definitely a bit more unique. So a standard white wedding dress. So and it doesn't mean you always have to use it as a wedding dress theme. It's not fully into the wedding dress theme. So I like that a lot. And it looks like it's detailed as well. So with the lace, so yeah, quite like this a lot. The anime is really good. You should definitely watch the anime. Axel World's really good looking anime to watch. Yeah, I think potentially worth it. 1/7 scale, 20,000 yen is about right. Kalakawa doing here what they should be doing. Shigure Yui Masterpiece quarter scale by Furyu for 24,200 yen. So even though it's a quarter scale, obviously you've got no legs to worry about, so that's fine. So it's standing out of a picture frame. Looks fine, I think. Overall, paint job is pretty just clean. Yeah, it's just a clean quarter scale of Shigeru Iui. Looks fine overall. August 2025. Azure Lane Unicorn, A Dream of Pure Vows 1/7 by Clanel for 37,580 yen. August 2025. As Azure Lane, they've pretty much always been spot on, but we are very saturated into the Azure Lane lineup, so you have to really like the design, the outfit and the sculpt look really good. Base looks nice, so she looks really nice. You have to either like the girl or like the outfit to really get this figure. It is nearly 40,000 yen, single shipment as well, so you can't combine this with any others to get a cheaper shipment cost. Very nice looking figure, but yeah, definitely expensive. So yeah, you just have to really like a unicorn, I think, to get this. TV anime Oni-chan wa Oshima. Assemble Heroine, Mahiro Oyama. This is the assembly kit version for 8,980 yen. So the head is pre-painted, but the rest of the body is not. You actually have to build her and paint the rest of her yourself. But you do get a pretty hefty discount. Less than 10,000 yen, March 2025, or you can get the complete figure 1/8 for 18,700 yen by again March 2025. I think most people will obviously just buy the standard painted one because they don't want to go for the outfit, go through the trouble. But if you want to, change up the color for the outfit and design and like the skin, if you're pretty good with an airbrush and painting, then you can save yourself some money and turn this into a bit of a hobby and make it a bit more unique of your own take on it, which is kind of nice sometimes, depending on the character. If it's an actual, it just depends on what Our Treasure have done this before, I think, with some past figures. Oshinoko Ruby Berets fashion version 1/6 by DMM Factory for 27,500 yen, January 2025. She looks very nice, very clean. Outfit looks great. Sculpt looks pretty good. Face, I love the face. The eyes look really nice. Hair sculpt looks really good. Overall, very nice looking figure. 1/6, so that does push the price up a bit. So probably 25,000 yen to 30,000 yen is probably about right, maybe, for this. And it is Oshinoko, so obviously it's a huge fan base for Oshinoko. Very good, very nice anime. Definitely worth watching. Figma Blue Archive Misono Mika by Max Factory for 9,900 yen. This is a figure that says posable. Just thought I'd start including some more posable ones. Dress looks really nice in this one. Paint job is nice and clean, very nice up there for less than 10,000 yen. So Figmas, I think painting is generally spotless on these. But yeah, I like you get alternative facial parts and facial expressions, hand options. Quite nice looking figure, I think. And here's the breakdown. And you get like a little effect magic circle basically of her standing on. Pretty nice looking Figma, August 2025. Here we go, the larger big noodle stopper that Fury are doing for 19,800 yen. So it is very expensive for what they're calling the big noodle stopper, but you'll see in the photos that she's rather large, so I think the price is probably right. And if you're going to have her sitting on your shelf or on top of your PC tower, then yeah, definitely worth getting. I think this one, if you like the outfit looks really nice. Only problem is noodle stoppers obviously don't have the best paint job, and it's Tennisol, so they do normally do prize figures. So in terms of hair, the hair shading looks really well done. The sculpting looks really well done, and the blues going to semi-translucent pink is really good. There's a little bit of shading, or that might just be the lighting with the shadows on the outfit. Very adorable, and I like it a lot. So definitely worth getting hold of, I think, if you're really big into Miku. And if you want to go for the noodle stop. So as you can see, this is a normal noodle stopper here on the left. So she's about 3-4 times the height. And yeah, you probably would have to put it on a quick riser, really, to have her on display in your shelf. And there you go. As you can see, compared to like an average human's waist, how tall she's, quite large for the figure. So potentially worth it. I think a lot of people are going to wait till they get it on NFC. Other owners upload their photos, so then you can at least know what the final qualities are going to be like. Because obviously this is the prototype, so this will be the best photos. And that's it for the normal section. Again, for links for all these will be in the description down below. We're now going to the adult section. Just word of warning. So these are the even though we've looked at some cast-off figures, so this is the adult section we're going to now. Reverse Bunny Girl, illustration by Daiki Kase, quartz scale by Party Look, 43,740 yen, April 2025. Pretty nice looking figure, I think, overall. Not too bad. Reverse bunnies, you don't see a lot of reverse bunnies, and I think I like reverse bunnies as well, since I've got Sophia Shearing reverse bunny. version, reverse boost style. So yeah, no, I like this a lot. It's cast off, fully cast offable as well, top and bottom, like the binding figures. So I do like this a lot. I think I still prefer the original native reverse bunny, which got recolored in white a couple of weeks ago over this one. But the body sculpting on this looks really nice in terms of the waist, the folds, the chest sculpt looks really nice. So I'm very tempted to get hold of this, but it comes out in April 2025. I've got a fair few things in April, so I'm probably going to just keep an eye on this and add this to my bookmarks. There's two versions, so you can get slightly, for an extra 5,000 yen, you can have an alternative lower body piece where it looks like she's wearing a thong, so then it's a non-removable lower body part if you just want to have the chest removable instead. Which you might prefer if you don't want to have the lower bit on display. So this one's the different lower body piece. So it's more of a a bikini, I guess, rather than actual just coveralls that just cover that are just magnetically held on and suctioned on. But the sculpting looks really nice in this one. And yeah, so this is the non-cast off version. If you want to go for fully non-cast off, you can spend an extra 5,000 yen. And it looks like it's a full body. I don't know how extensive the alternative body part is, or whether it's basically two figures, because it could be underwear cannot be cast off with this version, so it could be like a full-on double two bodies, which would be really nice for the price, but we don't know. They haven't been very clear with it, so I don't know which one I'll get, to be honest. But yeah, and this looks really nice. Yeah, I think that I like it a lot. Well, I'm just going to have to keep an eye on this to see when she gets released. I'm very tempted to add her to my reverse bunny collection, since I do like reverse bunnies. Inisho Shoji Alice 1/6 by Space Magura. Don't think I've heard of these. 26,400 yen. February 2025. So your sort of blonde fox girl, not fox, tiger girl, I think more so. The hair sculpt looks really good. Painting looks really nice. Outfit I like the look of as well, where it's like she's in sort of gym attire, yeah, or ninja sort of style fighting attire. It looks really good. Love the face sculpt as well, really nice. I love how the eyes are definitely really good. The hand pose looks really nice. A very nice looking figure. And I think she's supposed to be cast off. What's that? Okay, that's a bit morbid. Having her with no legs. Okay. Yep, so you can do that if you want to. I'm guessing that's mentioned down here. Nope. Okay, so I don't know about that one. So this is a non-cast offable figure. So I don't know why it's there, unless it's this option to have on display with no legs, amputated. Then that might be why it's in the adult section. So this is a bit odd. I thought it would have been cast off, but she's not cast offable. So interesting design. I like the body sculpt, and the price is pretty good as well. 26,000 yen for 1/6 scale. Very nice looking figure. Karen's Prison Tanned Gal Karen pole dance version, 1/7 by Mouse Unit for 31,140 yen. And then you got the non-tanned version with purple hair and a purple underwear and swimsuit basically, or the tan one where she's blonde hair like Gyaru and golden outfit. So this is fully cast offable figure with some very odd proportioned alternative parts that you can have on display if you want it, and it looks like it's like the casino jacket as well, attire going on here. But yeah, very odd options. I think with the amount of options you actually get, the price is actually pretty good. But I don't know if you like these ginormous ones to have as an option for this. I don't mind. It's still a bit much, but this is just way too much. Yeah, so I don't know. Between non-tanned and tanned, I don't know. I probably would get the tanned ones, as I'm a sucker for dark-skinned girls. 31,000 yen's pretty good price actually for this one. It is 1/7 though, so that's the only downside, unfortunately. But you do get quite a few alternative body parts. to switch out to your liking, depending on how degenerate you are and who you have coming into your bedroom. Rika Sonoda special version illustration by Ukai Kitsui 1/6. Not heard of that artist. I'll have to check them out. By Pink Mango for 21,980 yen. So it looks like school outfit design, but she's in a bikini, well endowed in the chest area. Light sculpting, bodies, yeah, looks fine. Hair sculpt looks fine. Fully cast offable if you want to, but I think they're a bit on the much larger side. It looks like you do switch them out, because obviously when she's where it got the coveralls, they're pinching in, so it looks like you replace the chest area. Alternative body parts, so it looks like you switch the body out, so the head gets switched over between two different bodies and the base. So that's for 21,980 yen. A bit more money, you can get her with an acrylic plate as well for an extra 3,000 yen. I'll just get the standard one, or 2,500 yen. I'll just get the standard one, really. Looks quite nice overall. Yes, I probably would go for something like this, but I think there are lots of other ones. But yeah, in terms of, it's April 2025, I've got stuff coming out in April 2025, so it's not something I can really potentially fit in. Not a bad price though, and it gets past the VAT in customs import tax, because it's under £135. So if you're after a not safe for work figure that's a good price, then you got this as an option. And probably have a check out this artist to see what other art they've done, which you might like overall, since this is based off of obviously this artwork here, which I quite like the look of. Definitely, I like the overall aesthetic, but obviously it's very well implied of who is it's for. But if you do watch hen Thai stuff, then you know what I'm on about. I don't think this is from that genre, but yeah, no, I definitely do like it quite a lot. That does it for this week of AMIAMI figure pre-orders from the 26th to the 31st of August 2024. And comment, like and subscribe, and then there should be some other videos coming up this week. I've got two that are sort of partly recorded already, so that'll be good. And I've got an unboxing video as well to do for August. So yeah, and I shall catch you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.